Noticing puffiness, bloating, or fat retention in your face? Ooh, may not actually be weight gain, might be cortisol. So let's go ahead and talk more about it. Hello, Divine Feminine. Today we're going to dive in and talk more about cortisol face. Ugh, my gosh. I remember when my cortisol levels were so super high, my face was so puffy. And not only that, it felt like it was bringing down my eyes. I mean, I already have soft features as it is, so to have it puffed up on top of that, it was not the vibe. I just felt like my face was swollen and it wasn't working for me. So if you are struggling with cortisol face, then today we're going to talk more about what it all means, some signs and symptoms you might have high cortisol, and I'll also share some techniques to help with reducing cortisol. So cortisol face, often called moon face, refers to facial puffiness, bloating, and fat around the face and the neck. This is caused by chronically high cortisol levels. So if you're looking in the mirror wondering where your cheekbones went, yeah, it's probably due to cortisol. So why does this happen? Like, why you gotta go for the face though? So just as a reminder, cortisol is your body's stress hormone. Now, it doesn't mean that it's causing the stress. It means that it's reacting and responding to the stress. Something is stressing you out, girl. What is it? Now, sometimes it can be a little overwhelming because I think we only focus on emotional stress or mental stress. But stress on the body can also look different. Now, let's talk about how cortisol leads to your face bloating and swelling. When your cortisol is high, it affects the way that your body processes water and salt, which can make you retain excess fluid. Number 2 is fat redistribution. It will literally shift fat towards your face, your neck, and your belly. And when you really think about it, it's adding an extra protective layer on the most vulnerable areas of your body. You have to think about your abdomen, your belly area. This is where your vital organs are. The body will put more of protection, aka fat, around this area to protect it. Think about your face, your head. That's a very vulnerable area. Without it, so much can be destroyed, right? If you think about people that get into fights, where did the punches go? Here, right? Then it puts more of a protective layer to your face. Think about your neck, the jugular. This is a very, very vulnerable area. So it's going to add more fat protection here. And then number 3 is going to be increased inflammation. And when you have a lot of inflammation, this literally will create swelling. We have to think about the cells that are being inflamed, and that makes everything else inflamed. So this can literally make the skin more puffy, more red, more swollen, just from the inflammation from chronic stress. So common triggers for cortisol face is going to be chronic stress and anxiety, especially when it comes to work, emotional stress, life stress, girl, whatever is stressing you out, you know what it is. Lack of sleep, over-exercising, especially when we're doing an excessive amount of high-intensity exercises or cardio, actually drives up more cortisol. Think about it. Let's say something is chasing you. What are you going to do? Run, right? What is that stress? What is that? Fight or flight? What is that? Trying to escape a dangerous situation. So we're doing this excessively. This could be driving cortisol. Your blood sugar spiking. So when we skip meals, when we eat too much sugar, consuming caffeine on an empty stomach, this also creates cortisol surges. And last but not least, we can be under a lot of stress and then have an inflammatory diet. So if we're eating a ton of processed foods, alcohol, an excessive amount of sodium, this is going to make your body retain more water. Let's talk about the good news because, baby, this was a lot of information. Cortisol face is 100% reversible. Yes, you can get that beautiful chiseled face right back by following these steps. Sign up for the 6-week hormone reset because that's going to take you through a full holistic approach to balancing your hormones for 6 weeks. Number 2, sleep management. I cannot stress this enough, but we need to prioritize our sleep as much as possible. getting 7 to 9 hours of rest every single night, and prioritizing deep sleep. When we have deep sleep, this optimizes our hormones to a whole nother level. And number 3, reducing the chronic stress. I know there's a lot on stress relief, but nothing works better than setting boundaries and stress mitigation. Actually sitting down and creating a plan to block out the amount of stress that's coming in. Now, I'm not saying that we should be totally stress-free, because we need a little stress. But when we are overly stressed, that's going to become a problem. And I want you to really take your time to do a nice little deep root cause session and write down what's stressing you. What's the intensity of the stress? And what can you do? What resources do you actually have available to you? Because sometimes we get so locked into the stress that we don't even think about our capacity, our capabilities, and our resources. So maybe we need to be more organized. Maybe we need to just say no, straight up, no, I'm not doing this. No, I can't do it. Don't answer the phone. Put the phone on airplane mode at a certain time. If you know you're going to get calls that are super stressful for you, just set better boundaries around your time. And that's going to help tremendously. I know that is easier said than done. However, it's still got to be done. Setting up a better system for yourself is going to be huge, and setting up a proper workflow. Maybe the boundaries need to be set within ourselves, setting more boundaries even in your own environment, right? So not working in the bed. Your bed is there for sleep, is there for romance, is there for recovery. You will throw your brain off by doing a lot of work in the bed. So just kind of creating more boundaries even in your environment to say this area is for this area is for that. All right, well, that's everything I wanted to share with you today when it comes to cortisol face, because girl, I know it is so uncomfortable. I mean, it's your face. You can't wear black on your face, right? To try to make it look slimmer. Of course, if you found this video to be valuable, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. All right. Well, thank yourself so much for showing up today. And thank you for tuning in to Divine Feminine Wellness.